to our wonderful series we like to call Vulgar Video Vlogtober. I am your host, Jessica, and this is my co-host,
Samo.
And today we are going to review, in our first of series saga, Evil Bong. Yes, you heard that correctly. Evil Bong. B-O-N-G. Should we elaborate on why we decided to pick this one?
Last week with Killjoy, we managed to crack into the world of Full Moon Features, they're basically low budget, just crank out horrors and horror comedies, a few other things, but mostly horror comedies, and they are very well known for their series. Everything turns into a series. Everything. Evil Bong is no exception. I believe there are now 7, technically 8 if you include, they did a crossover with another Full Moon character, the Ginger Dead Man. So, it's gotta be in there. We had to pick one. Evil Bong is what we settled on.
So, Evil Bong was released in 2006. It's directed by Charles Band, and the runtime for this is 83 minutes.
Oh, let's just read the blurb and get on with it. A vintage bong with a feminine appearance takes all who take a hit from it to Bong World, where deadly exotic strippers kill stoners with pleasure. It's gonna be a long 83 minutes, isn't it?
I think it's gonna be fun. We'll catch you guys in 83 minutes. Hello, and we are back from our adventure bro of Evil Bong. I'll tell you right now, it was more of a comedy than a horror. Like, usually horror comedies, like Killjoy, for example, was like a mixture of both like horror and comedy. Evil Bong was just kind of like, I'm sure the intent was for people to watch this high.
I don't know, man. I think if you were high, you'd just be kind of bored. Okay, so I love a good horror comedy. Normally they're light on horror, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm going in because I want to laugh. Maybe they'll make a few jokes about the horror genre. This obviously is a stoner comedy. That is obviously what it is. But there's not that many good jokes, not even many good stoner jokes.
No. There was a lot of titties.
Yeah, which was also kind of to be expected. Actually, we had a debate that there was some chance that this might be like a softcore porn. No sex scenes though, so just a lot of ass and titties. Just a lot of ass and titties. Didn't laugh very much. There was pretty much no horror involved here.
No.
The person that made me laugh the most was the grandfather character, who did
that guy was funny.
About 2 or 3 scenes, and I even wrote down one of his burns that he gets on his grandson. He says, "You got a mind like a urinal cake." Never heard that one before, so that's a good one. Other things that are just kind of not weird. I completely understand what they're doing here, but there's absolutely no product placement in this movie, to the point
they had to put red tape
over their beer cans, over their Coors Light cans, as well as later the Modelo's that they were drinking. They put red. I don't know why red. You know, you could have just used some masking tape and probably fooled some people. But
yeah, like even the KFC bucket. It was just funny.
That's probably why they bought red duct tape, because they were like, oh, well, we can use it on the KFC bucket. And they're like, well, what about the beer cans? Those are silver. Fuck. You know, it was all just an afterthought. As far as pros go, it is what it is. It just knows what it is. It's not trying anything else.
No.
And that's fine. You know, what's that popular saying? Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
This is what that does. As far as cons go, literally everything else. The movie is barely watchable. I don't know if it's just Tubi messed this one up. Forgot to mention that earlier. This is on Tubi, so it is free. Thank God. But it's so grainy looking. It got to the point where I was playing a fun game called Count the Pixels. Just everything else, they don't use like any sort of backing tracks. Everything is songs, like actual songs, like Cottonmouth Kings and Insane Clown Posse, which is distracting when you have a dialogue scene because now you just hear people rapping in the background.
Yeah.
So that's distracting and kind of irritating.
It also had transitions in it, like I want to say like random YouTube transitions of just like when they would go from scene to scene, it would be just this marijuana leaf and the
Okay, to give you the best version of that, think the 1960s Batman TV show with their scene transitions. Shit like that. You know, but this is just a freaking pot leaf just kind of floating around the screen. It's almost like, you know, the TV went to a screensaver or something.
Right? I for a second there, I was like, are we on a commercial? I'm confused.
So let's not gild this lily anymore. What's the rating?
Give it a 1. It's a 1 for me. 1 because it knows what it is.
I'm going to absolutely agree. It is just it's a 1. If you're looking for a good stoner comedy, there are far better out there. If you're looking for a good horror comedy, there are far better out there. There's just not a lot of positives here. There's not enough comedy or even stoner comedy to make me say, yeah, it'd be fun if you were high. I think if you were high, you'd just be bored. Like, there's just not enough comedy, especially not enough stoner comedy to justify that. And, you know, everything else is it's just stereotypical character after stereotypical character. No black people in this movie either. That's a little bit frustrating. It's a 1 out of 5. I think you missed the mark here. But what do I know? Because there are 7 of these, so I guess I'm...
Which we actually technically saw the second one because they pretty much played the whole trailer for the second one in the credits. So, like, I don't even need to even watch Evil Bong 2. I've already watched it.
But again, very strangely, Evil Bong came out in 2006, and they already have a trailer ready for it in the 2006 film. But Evil Bong 2, King Bong, by the way, didn't come out until 2009. So that's a little weird. Maybe it's different. I doubt it. But would you continue on with the series?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
I will absolutely continue on with this series because I just like to watch the world burn sometimes. And
you just said it was boring.
It is
just
boring.
Stoners.
It is boring, but sometimes I just want to be bored.
Spoken by a true non-stoner persona.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this has been another episode of Vulgar Video Vlogtober. I don't know where the Vulgar is at this point.
It was all the titties. It was all the titties.
I guess that would be it.
It was all the titties.
All the titties. All of the titties.
You may notice it's not rated R, it's rated MA. So...
Whoa, I did... Oh, shit, it is.
Yeah, so that should just tell you right there.
Well, now I know.
Mm.
Alright. We will see y'all in the next one.
We're quite